Shogun episode for spoiler chat.
Wow, that fourth episode of the Shogun series was fantastic tonight, and I feel like it is the only series, maybe besides The Last of Us, where each episode was better than the past one. There might be a couple other TV shows I'm not thinking of right now because I'm getting really super tired, but the what was it called, the Eightfold Fence was fantastic. This is I keep saying each episode. This is like my favorite episode. This is my favorite episode. This is my favorite episode. But this one definitely I can say is my favorite episode of the series. When Hiroyuki Sanada's character um was on the ship and told everybody that he put his reckon he basically I can't say reckon it or where you leave. I can't say that. I don't know why you can't think it's a recognition, not recognition, but he left the council. Let's just say. And everybody was just like, wait, what? He resigned. There we go. That's not the word I was looking for, but close enough. And I like when they got to the place and they saw all the soldiers. And I love John Blackthorne. Cosmo Jarvis is so good in this. Is John Blackthorne. I love when he was like, "Fuck you, you pieces of shit," and the Japanese character was just like, "Oh yeah, I don't know what you're saying, but it's I guess it's a compliment." John Blackthorne just wants to find his men and get to his ship, and then Mariko Anna Sawai's character, um, she's so good. She's so good at this. And she's like, nope, that's not yours. That's the not your property anymore. And he was just like, what? So they moved his men, and I liked when what was the next? Oh, the part where he was just like talking to God, I'm gonna mispronounce his name. Ka- Kashigi, I think, and he was like telling about like the tactics and stuff and everything. Or the miracles, like tell about some of the wars you've been in. I think he said something about the Battle of Malta, and she was just like telling like who was in that war. It was like that was like 30 or 40 years ago, and Miracle was just like Miracle was like, wait a minute, you weren't even born. And he was just like, okay, I'm gonna show you like gun stuff, and then like the cannon stuff was awesome, and then Kashigi was just like, oh man, those cannons might be better than the Portuguese cannon, like the cannons that they had, and that whole scene was just so cool when they were firing the cannons. And we're like, oh, they won't hit their targets, and then he was hitting his targets. Um, and I liked the dinner scene where John Blackthorne was just like, yeah, this food is terrible. I'm not eating that. And I love the part also. There's so many good parts in this episode where they had the one characters come up to John Blackthorne and Mariko and his consultant, and John Blackthorne was pointing his guns, and this consultant was just like, give me, or like Mariko uh or said it where John Blackthorne understood, translated, was like, give her the weapons. And when she pointed the weapons at him, I was like, oh, what? Okay. And the scene where they were like, um, where John Blackthorne gave his consultant the gun. He was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna give you this gun." He's like, "I'm gonna miss this one. This is my favorite." And then she came back and gave John Blackthorne her father's swords. I thought that might be one of my favorite scenes of this episode. I thought that was so good. And I the earthquake and John Blackthorne's like, "Wait, what is that?" Because obviously, I don't think he went through any been through any earthquakes. And she's like, Miracle's like, that's an earthquake. And he's just like trying to understand what an earthquake was and everything. And the relationship of Miracle and John Blackthorne is just getting, even stronger. Their friendship, their relationship. So it's going to be interesting to see what their relationship is as they go further in the series. Oops, sorry, I almost dropped my phone. I love the where he was talking to her about like England and what would you do on a night like this, and he was like, "Oh, I'll take you to my queen." And the craziness about um, where the consultants um, or the messengers came to from, I think it was, they were from Ishida, and they were just like, yeah, you need to come back with us and you need to answer for this. And then you're just like, and then Tornaga's son was just like, they're probably, I think it was his son was just like, or maybe it was Kashigi was just like, no, they're gonna like kill you, or no, they were gonna kill me or whatever and stuff and everything when they had that conversation. And he was telling the messengers, say, hey, stay overnight, see these cannons. And man, when Taranga's son was there and told everybody to back up and gave the signal to fire the cannons, and the cannons like shot at the messengers, I was like, oh no. And they were like, what are you doing? And they were just like, this is not like what, you guys aren't no samurais or whatever. And like, oh man, stabbed them, they like lost body parts. And Mariko was like, this is war. I was like, oh no, word's gonna get back to Ishida that, you know, they took out their messengers. Oh, real quick before I head out, that I loved the scene where he was like, John Blackthorne was like, oh, can I try some of that? Some of that? And she's like, I don't think you're like that. And he was just like, oh, he kept eating. He was like, oh, this is like spoiled cheese, but and it stinks. Like that scene was great. So yeah, I had to talk about this episode from different scenes I liked and stuff. Sorry, I mean the Babylon and everything, but they filmed this in Vancouver, so I'm like, Vancouver have springs, so I'm probably guessing they do, but replacing the scenery for Japan, which I think in Vancouver looks fantastic. And I can't kind of tell myself, like, I put myself in there thinking, trick my brain and say, yeah, it is Japan. They are filming in Japan. Well, they did film the original show, the 5 episodes in Japan. But when the Golden Globes and Emmys come out next year, definitely I feel like Hiroyuki Sanada, I think um, Cosmo Jarvis is going to get nominated. I even think Anna Sawai is going to get nominated for Miracle. I think the shows could win a lot of awards. It's so fantastic. But anyway, I rattled on. I hope you're enjoying Shogun. I hope you love it as much as I do. I can't wait for next Tuesday for the 5th episode. And then after next week's episode, we still got 5 episodes. It's a 10 episode series, but then I don't think we're gonna get a season 2. But I feel like if the fans keep like talking about it, it's got like a 99% on Rotten Tomatoes. Oh my gosh, crazy. So anyway, I'm sure I'll talk to you guys some point tomorrow. So anyway, have a great night, everybody. Talk to you later.